or with other worldly gains in any area of human gains. If a man is righteous, even if he is very poor, very simple, God would see to the righteousness of the man and would care for him as such. The other things become immaterial, because ultimately God is righteous. Ultimately God is truth. So what he cares for is righteousness and truth. And this is illustrated in the form of a biblical story about Moses. It's made very clear from that story that once Moses was passing by a shepherd who was busy washing his clothes, cleaning his, taking the thorns out of his feet, etc., and cleaning his clothes, and picking lice from his shirt and things. And at the same time, he was busy talking to God. And what he was saying attracted Moses' attention, and he stopped to listen to what he was saying. He was saying, "Oh God, if I have you, I'll take thorns out of your feet, and I'll see to it that no lice ever bother you again. I'll pick out each lice and kill it, and I'll clean and wash your clothes and make you very clean and dainty and beautiful." When Moses heard this, he lost his temper. He said, "Oh, filthy this and that. What right have you got to insult God with these lowly ideas?" At that time, God spoke to Moses. He said, "What right did you have to interfere between me and my servant?" I was enjoying this talk because it spoke from the inner truth of that person, whatever it was. He was so true, so honest, so loving, and that is what I care for. So he rejected the greatness of Moses as compared to the simplicity and honesty of that small person. This is what God always cares for: righteousness and sincerity in persons. If you cultivate that, then you know how to get closer to God. There is no other way. Thank you.
The next question is from Mr. Brian Heath.
Yes, please.
If one chooses to convert to Islam, do they have to change their name to an Islamic name?
Not necessarily.
And that was
It all depends on what names do they possess. If the names have a flavor of idolatry about them, then they must be changed, not otherwise. All the names of the Arabian people who became Muslims remained as such, except for those names which had that idolatrous sense. If their names, had some sense of idol worship in them, then they had to be changed, and they were changed, not otherwise. In the Christian world today, in the West, the names have no such thing at all, to my knowledge. They are given to people even without thinking why they are given to people. Mr. Woodward, Mr. this and that. No meaning is emphasized, but just the names are given after streets, after trees, after things, after material objects, and so on and so forth. So these names should not be changed. They should be kept as such. But if in addition to that, somebody would like to have some name which speaks of his being a servant of God, then I always welcome this additional change, additional name to a previous name. Sometimes people who convert to Islam insist that their name should be changed. And what I do normally is that I look at the alphabets of their names, each part of the name, how it begins, and give a name which according to them is Muslim, which normally prevails among these Muslims, beginning with that alphabet. So they don't have to change their initials. And again, if they require me to add something to it, I do that. But it is entirely optional, not essential. Thank you.
Accident में कोई injury.
Alhamdulillah, the news is that although the accident appeared to be very grave, but no one is injured. Good. Huh?
The following question is from three full-time students, Mauritian full-time students. They are Shehzad Banu, Mohammed Subrati, and Azad Hussain Bakas.
Where are they? Please sit, mashallah. Please sit down. Yes. Right, please.
They ask, if Islam promotes equality between the sexes, why are there no female Maulana?
No females?
Maulana, I think the missionaries.
Maulana. Maulana.
Female Maulanas?
Yes.
There are many female Maulanas, but they don't know. Among the ladies sitting over there, I know many ladies who are well versed in Islam, and they are worthy of being called Maulanas, but the word Maulana is only applicable to men. That is why they are not called Maulanas. But actually they are Maulanas. Now, he may be referred to as Maulana, but his wife is more educated in Islam. She is a gold medalist in Islamic studies, but she is not referred to as Maulana. So all her qualities of knowledge are transferred to him. So there are Maulanas in essence, but such girls and ladies are not referred to as Maulanas. Now, why are you interested in Maulana girls? Only, it's just incidental, please.
The next question is from Mrs. Safinaz Gangu, who's a Mauritian.
Yes.
She asks, in Surah Lahab,
Yes, please.
in Surah Lahab, does the meaning apply only to Abu Lahab and his wife, or does it apply to the whole world? Can you please elaborate on the subject?
Thankfully, it doesn't apply to the whole world. It only applies to a person of fiery nature, who is rebellious, who is destructive, and who also has a companion who shares these values with him. So this is metaphorical in this sense, that whoever is the father of fire, it means that he is not only destructive in his nature like fire is, but he gives birth to fiery people. And as such, his wife promotes this quality or bad habit of the husband, and both together leave a very bad influence on humanity. This is the meaning of Abu Lahab wa imra'atuhu, and his wife. Thank you.
Hazur, with your permission, we have an anonymous question.
Please.
From a Sunni Muslim who says
Yes.
it's Mauritian. Two questions, in fact. One, did Jesus die on the cross or not? As the Quran says that he was not killed.